Okay, so two things. First off, for those of you who are watching me on Never Enough Ammo, don't you enjoy the show that is me? What are the odds that you were watching a show that had someone who was the only transgender gun channel on it in hiding? I think that's kind of cool. Like, honestly, a lot of people don't get that when I made my YouTube channel, it back in 2011, I made two YouTube channels because I made one to go watch trans shit and whatever, and it had a totally different name. It was called Sarah something. I'm not gonna talk about it more than that, but this is like that was the same time I started my other YouTube channel. This has been me the whole time. Now, topic number two on the subject of lesbians and trans women. Uh, I think this is an interesting discussion because, like, I think lesbians have every right to say that they like a vagina. Okay. Also, I think they're probably stupid to pass up sex with trans women. And let me make the case for you, ladies. Every woman that I ever had sex with as a man was usually bisexual and usually went, "Where did you learn to do that?" And that they were talking about was eating pussy like a lesbian, amongst many other talents. Like, I'm not a man. I don't have sex like a man. A lesbian, it's not like you should be attracted to me, but of any fucking person with a penis, I'm probably your cup of tea, to be honest. Now, you're not mine. I don't like vaginas, really. I like trans women. Like, you know, I like men. I like dick, really. And I that's where, like, I'm a weird lesbian. I'm a lesbian with other trans women. Uh, Other than that, I pretty much just date men these days. I wouldn't not date someone that had a vagina, but it would not be my first choice, basically. It has nothing against them. I'd love to have one. That's the thing, right? And like this is the thing that I think it's kind of weird when guys transition and then end up dating lesbians, but at the same time, I 100% get it. From a straight woman's point of view, it's very odd to transition and become a lesbian. Uh, for my own lesbian adventure, my girlfriend Dakota was trans and I was trans. We met, we fell in love, we liked hanging out, and we figured out the rest of it. I think that's how any relationship should be. Sad part is, like, men men are weird. Men only date like two ways. And one is want to fuck you, which is probably Tinder these days. And two is I think you're kind of cool and maybe I could get to know you and then fuck you. And those guys are like people that you meet on social media or in real life or something like that. But you only come in a couple of flavors and you want to fuck. And like, why wouldn't you? Like, this is the thing I think women really need to understand is they don't, men are not talking to you for your lovely conversational skills usually. Me, sometimes they do, but that's because I'm me. Like, I can talk about shit that'll hold men on edge for hours, believe it or not. Earlier today, I went to Walgreens to pick up scripts, and the, basically, there was a lady being a bitch at the counter. and there were a couple of signs there. And I took one of the signs down because it was pretty clear that basically that computer that said fucking drop off pickup for prescriptions hadn't been used for that since 1995. So I just took the sign down, and I looked at all. There was a line of old men behind me that had formed because they all needed to pick up their scripts too. But we were all on the COVID vaccine line behind three people that none of them could get their insurance squared away. And we were sitting there chit chatting about rifles and shit the whole time. And when I did that with the sign, I put my finger to my lip and went, shh. And all the old men just cracked up. Because the entire time we've been bitching about the fact that every last one of us that walked up to that fucking sign and went, can I pick up my prescription? And then got told to go to the back of the line. And like the first dude, I was like, it's not you, I did it too. And then that just kept going. It got funny by the 20th one or whatever. Like they were stacked fucking deep. I had a whole audience of little old Oklahoma men wearing veteran hats. And Nurse Ratchet was being a bitch. So I made some pharmacist's life hell today, basically. I did many other things today. I got my muffler repaired. So that's what we'll go with. You know, I'm not going to say I straight piped it, but I straight piped it. Just fuck the government. It's really how I feel these days in general. Like, really fuck them. I keep thinking about that shit all the time too. And like, that's probably not good. And that's why I'm trying to do videos on lesbians, because I figure maybe someone would rather hear about trans women dating lesbians than other shit. I like lesbian women. Honestly, the best sex I've ever had uh, was with a female to male transsexual. Not that I am even attracted. Again, like, I like trans women. I'm kind of a trans lesbian. You would think that a female to male, like, we would have nothing in common. It was just like this, like, I think basically we know exactly what the other one wants, and she gets treated like a guy, and I get treated like a girl, and it's just a beautiful experience. That person I've had sex with many times. They agreed that that was very very good sex. It was one of those like, we're not gonna date or what, and that was the thing too. Like it does that's not gonna work. However, we get a hotel room every now and then. You should at least have one friend like that, right? You should have one friend that you get together on the weekends at a motel and bang the living fuck out of each other. I think everyone needs that every once in a while. And this is, in a nutshell, why the world's fucked up, because basically every man in the world needs a blowjob and every woman in the world needs to get fucked up the ass desperately. That's how I see the world. It's gone awry, you know? And women that don't like anal are pathetic. Like, you're worthless and weak. See you later.